Hello, students! My name is Alex, and welcome back to Pokemon Shining Pearl. I almost forgot what game we're playing. So, as you can see, right now, I was skipping over a few, well, not a few, just a couple random battles until I found Starly, because Starly is going to be the next member that we're going to be adding to the team, and I actually found it at a fairly decent level this time. Basically, levels in the game are random. Freaking hell phone. Sorry about that. Basically, depending on where you are in the game, levels can range from a certain amount. Like, from here, we'll have level 2 to level 3, basically. Anyway, so reason that I'm picking Starly is because it's a very, very good option for early game encounters, and I nearly thought I killed it for a minute. And especially with the second gym, it will be your linchpin when, if you're like me and you start with Turtwig, you're not going to have too many options when it comes to actually doing well against that gym. But we'll get there when we get there. Anyway, and you may have noticed that I used a Premier Ball in order to capture him. Well, that actually plays into something that I like doing whenever I play a Pokemon game. I like to give my teammates unique Pokeballs, so that way they feel a bit unique, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. And also, we found my boy Shinx. I love Shinx. Okay, Shinx is adorable. I just wish that the line was a little bit better about certain things, but like possibly giving it the dual typing of Dark, which everyone wants. But time has been a little bit kinder to finding Shinx early, because originally I believe it just had Leer, Growl, or not Spark, Charge, and it wouldn't get Thundershock until pretty late in its early stages. So yeah, time's been a little bit kinder to this guy. But Shinx is not my absolute favorite Pokemon, but I do really love this little lion cub. You know, it looks cute. It evolves into an incredibly powerful mon, and I was always attracted to it when Gen 4 first came out back in 2007, at least in America. But you know. But I don't want Shinx on this team because I already planned out what I was gonna have, and we will not get another one until a little bit later. So, you know, just bear that bit in mind. Okay, so and by the way, some of this stuff may seem like seamless editing, but what I did was that I cut out part of the transition and then just move the footage to something else, you know? Like with here, for instance, or was it? Oh, yeah, it was there. I did a little bit of level grinding, I think, and then went up to this mandatory challenger, which is why I'm not skipping it. I'm keeping everything that is mandatory, you know. If there's an encounter I cannot avoid, then they'll be here. So, you know, it's kind of whatever. Anyway, so while I'm here, I may as well talk about specific, well, oh, okay, so, is there a benefit to, having, your team as different Pokeballs? Really there isn't. It's just how my brain's thinking. Like, realistically, how can you tell the difference between another trainer's Pokemon and even yours for that matter if you don't really know, or like, if you use the same type of ball, how can you tell the difference between your own Pokemon, let alone someone else's? And the anime did address that at one point, but you know that's just my my mindset for all this, you know. But anyway, certain balls actually have certain effects, right? So, when you start the game, you have the bog standard Pokeball, the red and white ones with the black band. We all know this one, right? That is the most basic of balls that you can get, and they're one of the cheapest. But they don't have anything special about them, you know? Then you have the ones I got at the end of the last part, which are Premier Balls. Again, these don't have any special modifiers or whatever, but they do look a little bit different and adds a bit of a visual flair. It's like if you run out of regular balls and you're just down to these, you can still catch normal Pokemon, you know? Well, I mean, like, normal in the sense of, in terms of, early game mons, you know? But, anyway, then there's also, Great Balls, which are blue with red stripes on them. They have a catch modifier of 1.5. Now, a catch modifier is basically the greater odds that a ball has for successfully holding a Pokemon for you. Okay? Like, I'm pretty sure you've seen this, but after 3 shakes, typically a Pokemon will be yours. But there are times where it can break free. Just, you will encounter this a lot, especially with legendaries and quite possibly pseudo legendaries. But I'm not gonna bother with that last bit for now. And for some reason, God just loves appearing in this video. But it's whatever. Then there's also Ultra Balls, which are these black and yellow balls. I believe they have a ×2 catch modifier, which basically makes them better suited for the late game stuff. Although you're gonna need a crap ton of them if you're gonna go after any kind of legendary or pseudo legendary, you know. Anyway, now I believe this is what was this? Azalea City, I think, or Azalea Town. I kind of forget which one, but this is gonna be one of the main intersections of this particular region. But yeah. I also kept this Pokemon Center visit in so I can show off the PC and stuff. And I also planned on leveling up Shinx because I was a little bit worried about what was gonna be in what was gonna come up next, essentially. But Shinx will not be a member of the team. Okay, I just need him in order to get through a few battles. And right here is where you'll get the Old Rod, which is where you'll get one of, well, no. Basically, the Old Rod is the lowest level of fishing rod in the game, and you will only be able to catch, not catch. You'll only be able to fish up a Magikarp with this thing, and Magikarp kind of has the it has a reputation of being one of the weakest Pokemon in the entire series. And that's not for nothing, you know. Like, its stats are pretty abysmal, all things considered. But just be patient with the fishing because it's not a guaranteed thing that you're gonna be able to catch anything, you know. Like, this one thing here took me about like 5 tries at most, or there we go, it was 4, and I landed Magikarp, which is all that the Old Rod will be able to get you. There are multiple rods in the game where you can get better Pokemon, but quite honestly, Magikarp would probably be your best option because of Gyarados. Gyarados is an absolute monster when it comes to this game, especially with the physical special split, which, you know, I got time. I can still talk about that. Basically, what the physical special split is that during Generation 4, which was a Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, and Heart Gold, Soul Silver, right? Or well, actually, did I mention that? Did I mention that in the last part? Now I think about it, I probably did. Oh well. Good stories are worth. Worth retelling, and there's always time for a refresher course. You know. So basically, what this was that during Generation 1, well, no, during Generation 2, moves were divided into, or no, wait, sorry. Well, actually, it's a bit of a, it's a little bit of a complex thing here. So basically, in Generation 1, which was red and blue, right? There were health, attack, defense, and speed, and a 5th stat simply called special. And it was kind of random on what this one meant. Either you could tank a special hit incredibly well, or you could dish out a very powerful special attack. But thankfully, in Generation 2, which was Gold, Silver, and Crystal, this was split up into Special Attack and Special Defense. But it wasn't a perfect split, as you can imagine. Basically, moves like Fire and Water, they were all special-based attacks. Even something like Fire Punch, for example, where you literally ignite your whole hand and punch fire, that is still considered a special attack. And this problem would continue in Generation 3, which was Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, and Fire Red and Leaf Green. But in Gen 4, which was Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, Soul Silver, and Heart Gold, that's when the physical special split was finally brought in, where every Pokemon type now has physical moves and special moves. And it all depends on which stat you're using. So, for example, if you have a higher physical stat, then that is what Fire Punch derives from, right? Like, and if you have a higher special stat, then you can use Flamethrower a lot better. But but anyway, because of the physical special split, Gyarados, like I mentioned earlier, can actually thrive in this generation onward because of moves like Waterfall, Dive, Crunch, Ice Fang, and maybe Dragon Rush if you can tutor it, but I don't really know. Anyway, so I probably should mention this a little bit right here. Basically, in the original Gen 4 games, which were on the DS, there was a special gimmick involving the second screen called the Poketch. Basically, this helped you keep time, found items, and of course, it was what I'm looking for. Well, hold on. So it lets you keep time, keep track of your Pokemon's conditions, basically their health, affectionate towards you. It was a step counter, a calculator, and even had a coin flip game. But yeah. So basically what you need to do is to find these clowns around the city and basically answer their questions correctly. As far as I know, they are pretty easy answers if you know Pokemon like the back of your hand, but also just use some common sense with them, you know? Like, it's a little bit tricky for me to give a proper explanation right now, but you know. Again, motorcycle. God damn it. Anyway, so once you found all three, you can go back to this guy and he'll give you a Poketch, which has been reworked for this game. So with the advent of Generation 7, certain moves are no longer needed for you to progress, essentially, right? Sorry about this. We also now we have heal balls. What heal balls do is that they're pretty good early game when you don't have a whole lot of Pokemon on your team. Basically, they don't have any specific catch modifier to them, but they do save you a trip to the Pokemon Center if you manage to not get hit that well, because heal balls will instantly heal the Pokemon that you caught. It may not be overly great, but I do kind of like the design of it, though. Anyway, so now we get our first rival battle with Barry. That is the canonical name for this trainer, and yeah. Basically, well, sorry. Rival battles are kind of tricky to explain, I guess. Oh, but right there was a misclick. I didn't mean to go for Tackle. I meant to go for Thundershock. But, you know, Butterfingers, essentially. Anyway. Actually, what the hell was I talking about earlier? Well, We are coming close to the end of the video anyway, so I could probably save it for next time, unless I freaking remember it that offhand. Anyway. Oh, Jesus Christ. Christ. Oh, right. Certain moves. Apologies. So, basically, there were these, hyper moves, or, HMs for short, right? Now, these were moves that were mandatory to get through certain elements, or not elements, certain parts of certain games. Like cut, surf, strength. Cut to get through, cut to chop down certain trees. Surf to get through bodies of water, and strength to move boulders around. Older generations were pretty stingy about this kind of thing, but with the advent of Generation 7, which were the Sun and Moon games, they added what's essentially ride Pokemon or assist Pokemon, which essentially take the place of those things. But since we're coming up on time here, I guess that's just gonna do it for this video. If you enjoyed, please be sure to leave a like, comment down below, and above all, please subscribe to the channel so that way you know whenever a new video will be uploaded. I'll try to have this up every other day, so stay tuned for that. Until next time, Sorcery Goons, remember, reach for the stars.